If you're hip deep in a project as complex as this 39 Dodge pickup that I'm doing for my girl, then you know what it's like to run into things and go, that wasn't the direction I was planning to go. That wasn't what I was planning to do next. Today, that's where we're at. You'll notice that off camera, I got the door off. I'll give you a brief little interlude here on that, and then we're going to pick up with correcting the door gap opening so the doors fit properly so that we can rebuild the doors and rebuild the hinges. And we got all kind of stuff. And that's the regroup I'm talking about today. So today we're going to get our poop in a group here at My Car Shop. I spent a large amount of time making a hole. You can see the door's not there. No, Brad, I didn't make a hole to throw you in. So I started taking the lower hinge pin out, which was seized in, and I ended up screwing up my hinge pin removal tool, so I got to fix that. And I just decided I'm going to wait, get all that done, and we'll show you the other side. I wanted to keep moving forward today on getting this door off. I got the door out. I've got the lower hinge removed. We've got to rebuild the hinges. And then remake how I think this one I can leave in. It's good and solid. But this one here is totally mucked, which means I need to do a bunch of reinforcing. I'll bring you over here and show you that in a minute. And then the other element in this, because when I did the floor and X-bracing, the cab was on its back. This part of the cab has collapsed a little too much, which is no surprise. So I need to blow this open and move the back of this cab open a little bit more, because right now I'm exaggerating, but this is like this. So I need to move it open so that when I get this door up in position, it's not hitting down here and we have a nice even door seam. So the only way to do that is to get the hinges done properly, solid. Once that's done, then we will be able to blow out the X bracing on one side here, spread it out a little bit, get that door on there, make sure that our body lines are perfect, and then we'll be good to go from there. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing. I just didn't, as I got into it, I was messing with the tool a little bit and working on the lower hinge pin, just getting ready to video, and the tool mucked up. And I thought, you know what? I just want to get this off of here. I need to accomplish something today, and I didn't want to be distracted by the camera. So that's where we're at. So this is kind of a no man's land footage. It'll get dropped into an episode somewhere, but I wanted to share this part of it. So let me get you over here and you can see what that looks like. So the hinge is out, all of the inner structure shot. So my plan is to put a brace from way up in here somewhere on this, get you backed out, and then run it down to here so this is all held in place good and firm. Then I can chop all of this out down here, rebuild all of that off of our body mount real nice and solid, so that that door hinge goes way up into mount plate, goes way up into here and way down to there, and that'll make a really good hinge mount for that. And I think that's going to work out really well. So like I said, we will have to take off one of these X's here and one of these X's here to allow this to spread open about a ½ inch so that this opening here is straighter. And we'll know once we get the door to where it's good and solid here, it'll be easy to set our door gap where we want it by making that adjustment down there. Well, there we go. Caught you up to speed on everything that I basically did off camera. We'll get into how to remove these hinge pins and stuff when we do the other side. I just needed a little me time and just needed to kind of have some space and just putter away on something here. So that's what I did. But anyway, today we need to do some calculating and cogitating. Yeah, calculating and cogitating on getting this opening right. By my calculations, the bottom of this door is probably off about a quarter, or I mean, sorry, about a half an inch. So that means we need to snip open our there and things apart a little bit. And we're going to try to do that. I don't know if we'll be successful, but we're going to try to do that by leaving 3 parts connected and then just moving one. May not be possible, but like I said, that's what we are going to try to do. So let's get after it. So there we go. Our brace is free now. So my goal now is to try to put a jack in here and move this back about a half an inch, which means I need to do a little measuring. We're just going to try to ballpark it first, then we'll clamp this and test fit the door and see where we end up. I'm trying not to break part 2 because it will help me keep squareness if I only move the one. That's my rationale, right or wrong. That's what I'm thinking. So, and the front bar up here is welded to the chassis cart on both sides. So I'm hoping if I can push against this there, I should be able to push that back without having to break like this bar up here loose. So I just did some ballpark measuring on the door, and I came out with the opening across here of the door, not the opening, sorry, 32 and a half, and the door width is 33 and a half here. This is about, I forgot what it was. It's actually 32 and a quarter in the opening there, which means the top of this cab is also a little tight, but we can only deal with one thing at a time. Down here, 33 and a half. So we need to open that up to 34 down here. That's also going to relax the top a little bit. But I think up here, because of the roof being split apart, we probably have some issues up here as well. But let's get this bottom opened up a little bit first and see if we can get that spread apart. I'm hoping to just put a bottle jack and a board in there and open that up and then retack that. I know it's going to put some pressure on things, but I think that's the best way to do it. If we have to, we can go cut the other bottom side apart. I'd rather not do that, even though I know it's about the same distance. I made it pretty square. Like I said, I'm just trying to creep into it one side at a time. So I got to go find my bottle jacks. Okay, so I got a couple blocks here screwed together to push against this rail. Got this board clamped down to the bed of the cart, and this board here is pushing against this. I've already moved it a little. It's doing exactly what I wanted. Let's see how far we've come back with my tapeworm. It's a grabbing a handful of air, but we're at 34 right now. Where are we at on the top? We've gained a 1/4 inch on the top and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. So that does mean that this needs to spread a little. I thought it did because the drip rail up here overlapping just a little teeny bit. That's because of this. So I'm not too sweating on that one. So I think the way to handle this, I'm going to go just a little bit more to allow for relaxation, and then we're just going to clamp this. Okay, so we're ready to put this up in place. I'm going to use this high quality pin for the upper one because the upper hinge is still there. That'll get us in the ballpark. So let's see if we came out like flout or in like Flynn. I have no idea what flout is. Of course, that pin had to fall way down in my pocket. Okay, good. I need to get it closed better, and it looks like the gap is too wide. except it's not too wide on the front, which means the door definitely needs to go up, and that should fill this gap in. So let's figure out the best way to do that is probably like that. Yep. Okay, so I want my big clamp, so I got to go inside and get it. Yay me! Well, let's just throw everything on the floor. Okay, I want to try to get that door shut tight if I can. Which means I'm probably going to have to do it the hard way. Not slam my hand in it. There we go. That's perfection. Hopefully that brace didn't slip. It did not. Now we should be able to winch this up, but that ain't going to work. But our body line's about a 1/2 inch low, and our gap is about an 1/8 inch wide, and that gap is about 1/4, and the front of this door is bent. So we're not too shabby, actually. I just want to be sure that we can get that up, and I don't think I can do that with this. I got an idea. Right, here's what we got. We're just a little bit low here, but our gap here is a little on the tight side. It's not bad here, but it's a little wide here. And until I get the hinges completely out, I'm not going to be able to center that door. And you can see we're still tight on the bottom. So what needs to happen is the whole door needs to go up some, but this is, it's a little bit high here. So this hinge here is kind of screwing me up a little bit. So I need to get that hinge out of there. But I think it's probably just a little on the wide side. We're probably going to have to trim the top of the door just a little bit to get that to come up a little bit better. But I think we're close, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. So I think we're all right. The reason I needed to do that, well, a couple things. I was not going to take this upper hinge off. I still may not. I still may just heat it up and bend it where I need it to be. We may be a little wide, but until I can really put it in there and let it free float in the opening and then make the determination on everything, I'm not going to know exactly where we're at. You're just grabbing a handful of air. That's all. It's so rusted and so twisted and so, bent out of shape that there's just not much you can do except try to get your body lines as straight as you can. But I noticed that it just occurred to me that maybe what's going on up here is that this has swelled with rust, and that's why. Hi, little one. Come see Daddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Gotcha. There we go. Got one of my little buddies. Yeah, I got one of my little buddies. Say hi. Hi. Anyway, we got 5 of these and 2 that are a little bigger, and then Goldie and Flash that you've met before. I think this one's Chip. This one sits on my shoulder a lot. Go ahead, I got a chip on my shoulder. Anyway, so I think that's what's going on here, is that could be some of it. I may need to go and open that opening up, but until I can get the door in there hinge free, I don't see how we can get it perfect. But my goal was just to get this spread out just a little bit so that I can start getting things fitted. There's obviously a lot more work to do on the cab, but I didn't want to go too far with this. Getting this part of it done up here until I had this opening a little closer. So I'm going to take a second and go and just put a nice big tack weld on that. And then at some point, not today, it's about 180,000 degrees out here and about 99.999% humidity. But once I get that done, then we can do the other side and we'll be in like Flint. Well, there you go on that. Door opening repair part 1. I wasn't going to take this hinge off, but I really think I'm going to have to in order to do this properly, because we got to do a little tweaking. So that'll be the best way. More work, but I don't see any way around it. But well, the other possibility is that the hinge on the door is bent. But I got a feeling that I mean, I possibly could, I suppose, just heat this with a torch and just tweak it back a little bit. That might give me what I need now that I think about it. So we'll put that in consideration. I am almost positive I'm going to have to snip this again and bring this door opening a little bit tighter once I get the doors done. But for now, it's good enough. There's a lot of work to do here yet, obviously. So, and the other thing we don't know is when I go to fix all of this bottom hinge area and the post, things may shift around a little bit too. So I'd rather be a little bit big and creep into it than be tight and be fighting that all the time. All right, that's going to do it for this one. I am done. I need to go sit in the air conditioning and edit video and cool off because I'm soaking wet. Like, share, subscribe. Merchandise down there in the comments at the Etsy sign store. Look for Schultz, the Etsy store. Look for Schultz Sign Company. Also, we have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month. All right, that'll do it. And oh yeah, the most important thing around here, because it just is.